guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have been away for 2 months, I think. We went on a trip to Tasmania, and yeah, I've just been in a little bit of a creative rut this last month. I have been knitting and crocheting, but I was trying to do a jumper before my son's first birthday, and with a deadline I felt like I was being forced to knit like crazy. I turned it into a vest. It will get sleeves eventually, but I did not enjoy the pressure. So I don't know, I just have been kind of taking a break. So I thought I'd take you through today our trip to Tasmania, a little overview from the fibre arts side of it, show you a little bit of what I got yarn wise, some hand knitted stuff, got some vintage patterns, things like that, and then at the end I will show you my current whips. If you're new here, my name is Brie. I live in Queensland, Australia, and I love all things knitting, crochet, craft, sewing, and I've got a little boy who I like to make stuff for. So if that's sort of your vibe, then subscribe. I'd love to see more of you. For our trip to Tasmania, we landed in Launceston and drove straight to Ross, where my husband was running a marathon. And Ross has got a, what's it called, a wool museum. So they have a little store out the front with a lot of pre-made wool and hand knits, like some machine, some hand knit, and they were absolutely beautiful, but their price reflected the fact that they were handmade. So they were a little bit pricey, but I was walking around while we were waiting for Lewis to finish running, and I saw the most beautiful baby knits ever. So you can see some of the store in these videos. I decided to get a couple of baby knits. They were still expensive, but obviously way less expensive than the ladies one. They did have this one in my size, and this is handcrafted in Tasmania, pure wool, a Ronnie Avery design, and her patterns are just so beautiful. So you can see that it is a nice color work with a little sheep on the front and the back, and the design is just gorgeous. They also have patterns. The website isn't the most easy to navigate, but you can order these online. So they just get she makes the pattern, and then people around Tasmania knit them up for her, and they sell them. They sold them at quite a few of the knit stores that we went to. So this was so cute. So I bought one for my son, and then I bought one for his little teddy. So it's a little matching one. Very cute, just the vest. It's still expensive, but I know how much work goes into these, so I was very happy to buy those instead of a adult size garment. And then at the same yarn store, I got this 100% Cordell, 95 grams of yarn by Sally Ridgway. I don't have any red. I've got a lot of greens, blues, browns, that sort of thing. So I wanted to have that to kind of add to the collection, probably to work with maybe a beige or something. My next project is to wind up all my skeins. I have so many in the twists, and they can't be used like that. So next project is to roll them up. And then once my husband was done his marathon, we drove all the way down to, only 2 hours, to Hobart, and they have quite a few yarn stores. Now, when you're looking at yarn with a little baby, it is a little bit annoying because you can't, well, with my son, he would just get a little bit upset if I spent too long doing the same thing at a store. So we went to, I'll pop the name here of the yarn store, which is in the Salamanca market area. We didn't go on the weekend, so we couldn't actually go to the markets, which is a bit of a bummer. But they did have like yarn stores, and lots of arts and crafts, little places, which were beautiful to visit. And I spent a little while pondering what to get, and I saw this yarn, and I haven't seen any colorway like it before. So this is the color. I'll just show you one. I got 4 by Fiore Grande hand dyed yarn. The color is Lightning Ridge, but I just thought it kind of looks like a tortoise shell. Like when it works up, it will probably look tortoise shelly. So I got enough. It's quite chunky. I think it might be, could even be 16 ply, but it's very chunky, and it's so soft. So I really love this. She said the man who dyes these does it in very small batches. So she's like, get what you want because you won't be able to get it again probably. So we got 4, and they had a green as well, which I really loved, but I'm very happy with these colors. I am planning on making a vest, probably for next winter, because it's very hot all of a sudden in Queensland. So don't need a vest right now, but I can't wait to work with this because it is like seriously so soft. And it was so cold in Tasmania, but most of the things I've knit aren't warm enough, like they're Queensland knits. So I think a vest would be good because it's still like not giant, and these are expensive. I think they were like 30 something for a skein. And then what else did I get? On one of the days when my son was napping, I went for a little walk and got some op shop finds. So the one I found was this top kids knits, which just has a bunch of kind of similar color work to the jumper that I bought. There's a little pattern in there. And I absolutely love these. Like, they're just, I don't know if I'll make them, but I love getting inspiration from them. They're really cute. What year was this? 1986. So you can see on the front some of the patterns that are in there, and I think they're just so cute. Very, very fun. Oopsies. And pretty much all color work, all really bold with their color choices. Absolutely love it. Whoa. Little checkered one. So cute. So that was a fun find. Probably 50 cents or something. I don't know. And then from the same op shop, they had a bunch of vintage tea towels, which I love to turn into little baby clothes. So I got this one. It does say Western Australia, which is where I'm from. I'm realizing this is a lot of orange right now. Piece of orange. But yeah, just a WA vintage tea towel that I will work somehow into some clothes for my son, which will be very cute. Little black swan. Lovely. Then what else? Oh, the last thing, I think I got some dried lavender because there was a lot of like lavender products there. They grow a lot of lavender, which looks really cute on my shelf out there. And then from one of the stores in the little towns we drove through, I'm trying to remember what the town was called. Can't remember. Anyway, it was like a home goods. They had a lot of like vintage tools and antique-y type stuff. This is not antique, but I thought they were really sweet. It's just some little bee wall hooks. Not knitting related. We're going to use them in our bathroom once we have it renovated, but I like them. They're very weighty. They weren't too expensive, so good little find. Yeah, that's all the stuff I found in New Zealand. It was a really great trip. Super scenic. The cutest thing was as we were driving throughout the place, there was just fields and fields of baby lambs, and made me so happy. It was so beautiful. They're just so cute. And then the other highlight was the botanical gardens in Hobart. They're absolutely stunning, and they have like all of the flowers in bloom at the moment. And they had ducks and ducklings, and it was just a really like wholesome, fun family experience. So loved that. Now, some other things I've acquired recently. My lovely friends for my birthday. I'll just show you some yarns. One of my friends got me a bunch of cotton yarns, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I've never had a comb before, but it's 400 grams, so that is a decent amount of yarn. Also a lovely blue in the same brand. I'm not sure where it's from, but very excited. Perfect for my climate. The lovely blue. And then another friend got me some yarn, which I already have this yarn from Bendigo Wool and Mills, but I wanted to get more because I want to make something decent. So I already had 2 balls of this, and then she got me 2 more. And I'm thinking if the swatch is kind of similar, this is 8 ply, then I could make the Olga jumper or cardigan. Potentially, I just feel like the yellow would be really cute. But it looks like a very skinny 8 ply. Looks tiny. Anyway, I'll give it a go, see how it works up, and yeah, so that is that yarn. The whips. Alright, so moving on from that yarn is the project I started with the other balls I had. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue this because I was just freehanding it. I just went through a mad cast on phase, and I cast on like 67 things. So it's a little raglan stripy crochet vest, or I was going to make it into a little top. But I'm trying to decide whether I commit to this being a crochet jumper or vest or something, or if I undo it all and make the Olga in a knitting project, because now I have the right amount of yarn. It would be nice. I don't know, I just get overwhelmed when I've freehanded something and there's no pattern to follow, and I'm like, am I wasting all my time? So I'll try it on probably and make a decision on what I'm doing with that. But it is cotton, so it's a little bit cooler than all my woolen stuff. So that one probably can, I just got to get it to a point where I can just keep consistently working on it, because it will be a bit of a bigger project. And other whips. All right, this is that almost a completed item. Little baby vest. Will be a jumper. This is made of wool that I got in New Zealand last year. And it is the Holger set from Petite Knit. I did pretty much, because this is the first size on the size chart, but I like doubled the size of the needles. So I think these are knitted on 6mm. And then, because I didn't want it to be too small, I wanted it to fit my son. I think it is too small for him though. But yeah, I love it. The sleeves I'll probably just do in the same beige white color. And then I just did a little, what's it called? Stitch over the top. First time I've done any sort of stitching to try and make it look like it's color work, and it's definitely not perfect, but it's not bad. So yeah, love the colors on this one. I just need to add some sleeves, so that's not too overwhelming. Just need to get into it. Next one is some yarn I showed you in my previous video. I am working on the Sabai top. I got confused on the pattern and then started knitting something else. So I honestly don't know where I'm at with this. I've finished just the neckline and then the front panel. The back panel is not done. But this yarn is so soft. It's silk and cotton. So I don't want it to not be used, and this is a like amazing summer top to have. So I think I just again need to commit and finish it and figure out why I got confused on the pattern, because I'm sure it makes sense. Even just visually, I'm like, it doesn't look wrong, so it's probably fine. But it's just so tiny. It's potentially in the wrong ply yarn, but I'll see. Reassess that one. So many whips, as you can tell. I went on an actual spree, and in my head there's still like so many other things I want to cast on. This one, oh, it's on needles. Okay, great. Sleeve in progress. This is the bigger version I did for my son once the other one I realized wouldn't actually fit. So this is Bendigo Woolen Mills chunky 16 ply, the same Holger set pattern, but again on size 6 needles with 16 ply yarn, and it did size up pretty well. Like I want it to be super oversized, and then I am just doing the stripy sleeves. The only thing with the sleeves is I now can't find my 6mm needles, so it's on 5.5. So I'm hoping that the 0.5 decrease is not too dramatic, that it changes the whole look. It kind of looks like it might at the moment, like it looks a little different. So I don't know, I probably just need to go through all these bags and check what needles are where. But again, I did the little top stitching thing. I'll remember the word eventually. And with all of these ribbing and like cuffs, I now love doing twisted rib. So all of it has been twisted rib with, is this a Jenny stretchy cast off, I think it's called, except for the bottom. I still have not learned how to do Italian bind off, and every time I go to do it I can't be bothered, because I do like the Jenny stretchy one. It works out fine. And the bottom one's just a normal cast off situation, so that is good. What color is this? This is not the chunky 16 ply. This one, the green, is actually their new Corridale wool that they came out with. I'll look it up what it's called, but this is beautiful. I love it. It's so soft, and I only had, I mean, it's 200 grams, so I will make something else with it, but I wanted to use this because it's so soft. They kindly gifted that to me, so thank you, Bendigo Woolen Mills. Another one. All right, and then the final two things. This is something my mum knit that I just need to finish off the little buttonholes for. But a little kid's cardigan. It's very, very cute. She did so good. I I love the stitch pattern on the back. I'm not sure what pattern she used. It was just from a pattern book she's had, I think, for a while. But very cute, super, super soft yarn. I'm hoping, I think we will get a few more days in this year of cooler weather. Right now it's super hot, but I think it's just a freak moment. Yeah, so that just needs some little crochet buttonholes and buttons sewn on, which will be an easy, just evening job. And then finally, my last thing that I'm working on is the pattern for the pram caddy, which if you have followed me, I have mentioned that it's on its way and I wanted to have it up in August. It is now October and it's still not up because I am so slow and unmotivated. But this is the caddy. This is the second one I've made using a chunkier wool this time. So I made it in a cotton initially and then I gifted that to someone, and this one is in the wool. So I just need to put the like piece of cardboard in to be the base to make it a little stronger, and then stitch the handles together, and then it bows over the pram. It's pretty practical. This one has just been sitting in my car because I keep meaning to work on it when I'm out and I don't, but I love it. I love the colors. Again, the yarn was gifted by Bendigo Wool Mills and it is 16 ply elixir, I think, in, I'm not sure what the color, what's that color? Can't remember. Anyway, I love it. I will be done, I'm sure, at some point soon. But again, I just lose a little bit of motivation, and once because I made two, I was like, the inspiration for that thing is gone. So I just need to get over that and finish writing up the pattern so that you guys can have it, because it is so cute and I honestly love using it. So I want to share that. And yeah, that is all I really have time for today. I will pop any extra clips I have from our trip in Tasmania at the end. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. If you have any questions about any of the things I've shown you, have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye.